Hey everybody, today we're talking about the best boot for deer tracking. Hey everybody, I'm Rodney Elmer. Welcome to Mountain Deer. If you're tracking, the qualities of the boots that you're looking for: grip, comfort, something that keeps you extra dry, and something that's the right temperature for you so it works good. We're not sponsored by Lacrosse boots, but we use them all the time, and we kind of like to give you our honest opinion, what the downfalls are and what the better parts are. This pair here is the 800, and I got a size 12. I like the button tread on the bottom here. You know, no matter which way your foot doesn't want to slide. I used to have like the bar treads and they would always slide sideways and I couldn't stand that. I hated that. And these buttons like grip. This is a pair that's been around for 2 years. This is going on its second year, and these buttons are kind of worn some. They're starting to go, but they're not too bad. We've got some of them that are completely flat. This particular pair has a tighten up in the back right here where it all just crimples in the back. It's okay, especially for somebody with a little bit bigger calf. It will open up and it'll allow a bigger calf to fit inside of it. They're pretty decent boots. They're pretty light. They're not too bad overall. I like that they come up quite a ways. One of the downfalls to them is that the brush can slap against the rubber some and it'll make a little bit of noise. You can put a pant leg over it. Some guys have like a little piece of cloth to go down over to keep that back a little bit, which is fine. I like the fact you can go in water right up fairly high with it. One of the downsides to it is that the rubber itself, when you're stepping over some of these stubs that you see, that it can poke and you can poke a hole in it, so you want to watch out for that when you're stepping and stuff. The other place that it tends to be weak is right here, where if you bend your toe out straight a lot, there's a lot of flexing that goes on right here, and that's kind of a place where it'll tend to rip a little bit, and especially if you're taking a lot of really toe up or toe out kind of things. I don't care to have a great lot of insulation in them. Overall, they're pretty decent boots. And occasionally the straps will break. Once in a great while, it'll bust right here on the side and break loose. And I've got this kind of set up here, and I've even re-sewed that back together to get by. I managed to poke the other match boot to this, so we've been kind of mixing and matching and getting by. But they're fairly inexpensive, usually around $100 or so for a pair of them. And when they're brand new, they're nice and tight and they feel good. And when the button tread is nice and sharp, that's when I like them the best. They come with a small hard pad on the inside of them. I like the more felt type pads. I'll take them out every night and dry them, and I'll make sure and dry the boot too, because moisture will build up over the day. I don't have real sweaty feet in general. I'm pretty good. And especially if I keep walking, if I do a lot of riding in the truck or something, they'll tend to get a little bit sweatier on the inside maybe and build up a little bit of heat. And if your feet get wet and then they get cold and you don't walk or move much, it's a little bit more of not a sitting boot, it's a great walking boot. And it'll handle the muck and the deep stuff right up just about to your knees. I tend to keep my pant legs inside my boot. I don't want them on the outside too much. If they were to get wet and have it wick up, or if it's wet on the outside of if your pant leg's on the outside of your boot and it gets wet and then it gets frozen, when you walk, the two will brush together and you'll hear this frozen pant leg thing. I just detest that. There are good sides and downsides to them, but overall they work pretty good for us, and I can log in, almost a month straight of walking every day and, wilderness day after day after day, and my feet are in great shape, and especially if I'm walking almost all day, I'll stay real warm and it works out good. But I like them. But footwear is a big part of your gear. If you're going to be walking cross country and living in the wilderness, 10 or 12 hours a day outside just doing stuff all the time. And I like the fact that it keeps me dry like all the time. And if I've got a pretty decent, like something on the bottom to keep my foot warm, and I'll go with a sock or two, sometimes even a heavier sock, and then one of these, and I'll be in great shape for the day. I just have to dry my socks, have to dry my pad, and I dry the boots at night. Boot dryers work pretty good, but I've also like hang them up over the wood stove or whatever, and you know, up by the ceiling, and they'll dry overnight and be fine. I have pretty good luck. Everybody can tell you what they think. Everybody's had different experiences with them, and somebody like Jimmy or us, you know, will look at footwear totally different. Footwear is a real personal thing, and it's different for everybody, and you gotta work with what you like. I know a lot of guys like muck boots, and they swear by them, and they have some of those models with a little more insulation. They have camouflage on the side of them and stuff. And I think one of those boots would be probably just as good or close to as good as these. I just really like these for that button tread. I like those buttons. That's the key for me. This doesn't slide. My foot doesn't slide on anything. It just digs in, almost like a cork boot for a logger. They're not quite that good, but they're a little bit softer. If you tend to drag your feet like on a dirt road, you'll wear those out a little quicker. But you'll get a good fall out of them, and most of the time I can get 2 years out of a pair of boots, provided I'm fairly careful with them and I don't poke them. Poking them is the big thing, but I've had good luck with them anyway.
If you aren't necessarily a lacrosse person, or you don't like the air grip burly button treads, what do you guys use for boots? Leave that down in the comment section, because you know, a lot of people have been getting into tracking. A lot of people want to get out in the woods and chase down big bucks, and you need the right footwear. And if we all share our kind of opinions, maybe it'll help get more people out there and do it this way. Stomp some more brush. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe to see more gear reviews, hunting videos, and us messing around out here in the woods. Happy hunting, everybody. Good luck this season. You go through that puddle first, and I'll see if I can go with my wheel.